This is the plaintiff, Hassan Farouk Ahmed. He says he hired the defendant to do some work at a rental house he owns. And not only didn't he finish the job, he threatened to break his neck. The defendant's a bad character, has threatened him and his family, and he's suing his you-know-what in this court today for the return of his $3,680. This is the defendant, Robert Sloan. He says the plaintiff was the one threatening him because he was under the gun to get the house finished. There was no deadline for the job to be completed. The plaintiff's an abusive guy who doesn't deserve a refund, and he can't wait for the judge to rule against him. He's accused of not getting the job done.
All parties, please do right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff was hired by the defendant to do some handiwork around the house and says that the guy didn't finish and threatened to break his neck. But the defendant says the plaintiff was threatening him. It's the case of want a neck?
Hassan Farouk Ahmed, you are suing Robert Sloan, whom you hired to do some work on is it a house?
It's a house, yeah.
That you were renting out to...
I bought a house for rental, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, how did you meet Mr. Sloan and what did you hire him for?
I originally met Mr. Sloan when I requested the service to be working my house from the gutter company. And he came and did a very good job to my satisfaction.
Okay.
And after that, Mr. Sloan indicated to me that he is a handyman and he has some experience in other job that could do in my house. Mm-hmm.
You hire him to do what?
Yeah, to do three main jobs.
What are they?
First, replacing the steps, iron steps I have in the back of the house for the second apartment, that he's going to remove the steps and replace it with the wooden steps.
Replace the iron ones with wooden ones?
With wooden steps, yeah.
And what was the second thing?
The total cost for that, he quoted me $2,300 for this.
Okay, is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And
then
the second
another job, he said that the roof in the kitchen extension need to be replaced with a rubber roof, and quoted me $380, including labor and materials for the roof.
Is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
380. And the third thing?
Third thing, to replace the countertops in the kitchens for $200.
All right. So what goes wrong?
In July 26, I gave him the money. I gave him the check for $1,780, as follows: $1,200 down payment for the steps, $300 for the roof labor and material, and $200 labor cost for the countertops. Then he came and started some work.
Okay, the some work that he did, he started where?
He started to do some work. He cut the steps and cut some work in the countertop.
What do you mean he cut the steps? What does that mean?
The metal steps was cut to be replaced first. He started the first step of that metal steps to replace it.
Okay.
Here's a picture of it. And then he disappeared for a week. Then when I called him, he said he had a tragedy in the family. His cousin was murdered.
Okay.
And that's why he did not come.
Okay.
And then he came later on and showed up and told me because of the problem he had in the family, he will not be able to do the steps. And he gave me
the $1,200 back.
$1,200.
Right.
And then he went on.
But he did, at this point, does he complete the countertops?
No.
What did he do? What was missing from his job on the countertops?
Most of the work here.
Okay.
Picture of the countertop.
All right, what was missing? Can you tell me? And hand my bailiff the pictures?
Here's the pictures. He did part of it.
What did he do?
Half of the countertop.
Ah. Okay, so there's countertop that is installed and there's countertop that's not installed.
Yes.
And according to you, you installed the whole thing?
No, ma'am. Didn't get one of them installed due to the conversation where me and him got into it on the phone.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
So now he gives you back the $1,200, and you should just go on your way. And actually, he should give you more than that. He should give you the other 100. Or was he saying, "I'll come back and do the countertop"?
No, he went on and tell me his story, why he's coming back to bring the $200, $1,200. That he has a tragedy in the family and he has to take care of the kids, the baby of the guy his cousin that was murdered, and all drama that it showed in his face was almost crying. So I did really feel sorry for him. And I was very sympathetic with him.
Did all that happen to you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
How's it going?
It's going all right. Make it through it.
And then I felt so bad about it. And then I said, listen, this is really affecting me, and I feel sorry for you. And then I said, you still can do the work in the steps.
Okay. Had he already given you the $1,200?
Yes.
You had the $1,200.
Yeah, I have
All right.
the $1,200. I had the check from him.
And then you say to him, I'll wait for you until you can do it?
Yeah, he said, I will wait for you. I told him, if you still can do the job, I'll wait after the funeral so you can do.
Okay, so what happens? Do you give him?
I gave him a check for $800, and my wife objected to this. I said,
Okay, so
why
you give him back 800 of the 1,200.
Yeah.
All right, so, and you hand him the 800, what for? Why don't you just rip up his 1,200 if you're going to have him do the job? I'm lost. Why is it different?
No. The check I filled for him.
Why, according to you, why is it different?
Yeah.
Well, it was on August 5th when I gave him back the $1,200. It was August 11th or 12th when he wrote the check for $800.
What was the $800 for?
For cutting down the steps because the second story, he turned into an apartment upstairs. He had an electric meter going in, and the steps was in the way. He wanted the steps removed so his contractor for the electric company could come in and install a meter
All the
box.
way gone or partially gone?
Just cut down out of the way where he could work right there. Then he started calling because he signed a contract to rent the houses out now.
And that, when did he sign the contract?
It was
You remember?
sometime after me and him.
Do you guys text or everything is by phone?
Some text and some by phone.
Do you have any texts about the conversations between you two? Do you?
Yeah,
Either
like-
of you? I'd love to see them.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
turn their phone on and let's see. So what goes wrong then, according to you?
Well, he starts calling Andrew, the guy I work for,
No.
repeatedly. And Andrew told me, he said, I have nothing to do with this. I don't know what's going on. I have nothing to do with it. Rob does his own work on the side.
Did you call his boss?
Yes.
Repeatedly.
Why?
Second time.
It wasn't a gutter issue. Why were you calling his boss?
No, I called him because he disappeared for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it, Your Honor.
Well, what happened where he's saying you can't threaten me? What happened?
So, what's the advantage of hiring a licensed contractor? What's the advantage?
They know what to do and they probably won't mess up your house.
Fair enough. If you could get somebody super cheap, would you do somebody super cheap or would you hire a licensed contractor?
You get what you pay for. So if you get unlicensed, you can expect bad work.
Well said. Going inside the courtroom.
We just got in a heated argument on the phone because he kept calling Andrew. I'm at a funeral. He keeps calling my phone, keeps calling my phone. I tell him I'm at a funeral. He calls my phone again after I told him I was at a funeral. And then Andrew texts me that he called him repeatedly to please contact him.
Okay. And so you call him back and you tell him,
I
stop
call-
calling my boss.
Yeah.
And you're mad.
Yes.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Not well.
Not well. So what happens? What do you say to each other?
I really don't remember the conversation because it was a heated conversation. Like I just told him, I said, I'm not coming back over. I'm not doing nothing.
You know, he's obviously, if he's calling your boss because you weren't calling him back, right? But you were at a funeral.
Yeah.
I understand.
But the time.
But he's also obnoxious calling
There
your
was
boss.
never no timetable set. That was the whole thing.
Because he knows he didn't hire your boss.
Yeah.
So calling your boss is just going to get you in trouble with someone else, and it's obnoxious. What'd you think was going to happen? That was you being a good guy?
No, I
Yeah.
tell you honestly, what
What?
led
There's
me
no reason to call his boss. How many times did he call
No,
your boss?
there is.
No, there isn't.
Like
to know
5 or
where
6.
he is.
To know where he is what?
What he's about.
You're lying, though. The guy was texting with you. There's texting going on. Go ahead.
He told me he signed a contract on the house and that he had people wanting to move in.
Oh, yeah. Everything goes to pot on August 21st on the phone.
Yeah.
We need to meet today, Rob, and I will not take your threat lightly. You cannot threaten me. You understand, is what he says to you. What are you claiming he threatened you about?
He said, don't ever call my boss again. I'll break your neck. Literally, that's what he told me.
Did you tell him that?
I might have.
You might have. Okay. Well, I can't
And in
believe
addition-
you know, I like you both. I'm
Honor.
sad that you guys
Your
couldn't
Honor,
work
let
this
me
out.
add one thing, Your Honor.
Hold on,
In
I didn't
addition to
threaten
that-
you. I told you you're not going to talk crazy to me. I will
Yeah.
have someone there tomorrow to finish the countertops, maybe even tonight. And did you?
No, because he kept calling back, calling back, calling back.
And doing what? That's the day you were at the funeral.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to prove to me that you lost rent for September 17th. Do you have any proof?
No.
Oh, well, that's not going to go well. All right. How long did it take you to cut out the stairs, the portion of the stairs? Because that wasn't even all of the stairs. It was cutting out the portion of the stairs that was in the way of the electrical.
Yeah.
Right. So,
It's probably about 3 or 4 hours cutting them down.
okay.
Okay.
You want the money back for the rubber roof. Why?
Because he didn't do the rubber roof. He took material and the labor for it. I paid $380.
Wait, I thought you did the rubber roof.
No, we didn't do the rubber roof because the steps had to go in first so the rubber wouldn't get busted, nothing like that. I mean,
Okay.
the materials were purchased for the rubber roof, but
But you didn't do it.
we didn't do it, no.
Materials 160. Oh, the 380 is for, I can't tell what. Oh, labor 220, materials 160.
Yes.
Does that sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have the materials.
No,
So-
I didn't. He didn't bring material.
Oh, does he not have the
The
materials?
materials was left there. Everything was brought to the house. He wanted everything at the house.
No, that's lie. That's a big lie.
That
He
is
didn't
true.
get any material to the house.
Did you get a receipt from him to say that he
No.
now? Yeah, okay. I feel that if you deliver materials to somebody, you need to have proof that you delivered materials to somebody.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
yes.
So
that's-
380 you're going to get back. $100 on the countertops because everybody agrees that you didn't do one of the countertops. That's 480 plus $400 on the steps. Nah, I'm going to make you return 500 on the steps. That feels low. All right, for a total of $980 that you need to return to the plaintiff. That's my verdict.
Thank you.
So the defendant has to give $980 back to the plaintiff, Mr. Sloan. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel that's the way it was going to go anyway because he was entitled to what it was. I mean, I tried to give the money back in the first place, but he said, oh, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, so just move on with it.
Sound like it got to be a real mess.
Yeah.
You glad it's over?
Yeah, that's all right.
Good enough.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ahmed is on his way out of the courtroom. Well, you were coming in asking for a lot more money than this, but anyway, how do you feel about the judge's verdict?
It's okay. I feel I'm vindicated because Mr. Sloan proven to me he's unreliable worker, and I give him $800 to
I know.
support
we
his
heard that.
family.
Shouldn't have kept calling his boss, though. That wasn't fair.
I needed to know where it's about.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, good enough. You had your day in court. Harvey?
I got to say, if it's a significant job, get a licensed contractor. You can check their discipline record, how they've done, and really important, they are bonded.